Veterans, this video has been cooking in my mind for a minute. Today we're going to be deep diving into the 5 benefits beyond just money that come with being a 100% rated veteran. And number 5, well, it's going to change and reframe the way that you look at being a 100% rated veteran completely. And if you're new here, my name is Lucas Simoner. I'm the CEO and founder of VetClaims.ai. I'm a Purple Heart recipient, a former paratrooper from the 82nd Airborne Division. I've built a couple companies from scratch, created over 100 jobs, raised millions in venture, and today we're going to be diving deep into the 5 benefits beyond money with 100% rating. So if you're ready to level up, let's dive in. Now, this video is about the benefits that come along with 100% rating. That being said, I'm not saying that every single person should go out there and try to get a 100% rating. You should go get the rating that you deserve, and at VetClaims.ai, we're happy to help you do just that. That being said, I want to call to attention that a lot of people get wrapped up in these ratings. At the end of the day, it's not just money, it's compensation for the injuries and the things that you still have to go through and have gone through in the past, right? If you're rated at 100%, no matter how normal you look from the outside looking in, internally, you're probably going through a level of pain that would incapacitate most people. Let's have some respect for it. Not saying you need to go pursue it. You need to get the rating that you deserve. We're happy to help you do that at VetClaims.ai. Regardless of where you're at in your VA claim process, we're here to help you utilize your benefits the maximum that you deserve. Let's start with benefit number 1, full medical and dental. Now it's huge, right? I don't want to be like, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but it really depends on where you live. Now I've been a rated veteran and I've lived all across the country. I can tell you when I lived in Oklahoma City, the VA there was so easy to access. I had a great, consistent primary care provider. There's so many just good things about it. I really thought the VA was doing wonderful stuff. Same with the Black Hills VA up in South Dakota. But then I moved to Austin and there's so many veterans. There's only one hospital and it's such a big city. There's no way for them to keep up. So does the healthcare really matter to someone like me living in Austin? Not really, not unless you're cool with waiting 3 months to see a doctor. Honestly, that's not typically how it works when you're in your 30s, right? When you need to see a doctor, you want to go see him soon. So there is that. But what I will say is if you have to go to an emergency room, like I did a few months back, that was 100% covered. Now you have to call the VA hotline within 24, 48 hours as soon as possible to make sure that they'll cover it. And they will, as long as you call the right number, right? So that is a plus. No medical debt there. But can it be used to truly provide good primary care services? It depends where you live. As far as the VA dental goes, I can't personally speak on it. I've been trying to get into VA dental for a couple years. No dice. Always ended up going private. I don't know if I trust a government doctor to work on my mouth anyways at this point. That being said, there's some really cool stuff with this, right? One of the biggest, and probably it's unfortunate that they don't just give us TRICARE, right? But ultimately, there is a program called CHAMPVA, which is amazing. Like that will save your family thousands because if you're a 100% rated veteran, you can use CHAMPVA to get full medical coverage for your dependents. Now that is life-changing, right? I own a company now. I've owned companies in the past. I've spun benefits up and I've seen the internal workings of how plan purchasing and group plans work. And no matter how you do it, it's just messy. And even the most ideal plans, it's going to be expensive and it's going to be a pain in the ass. Using CHAMPVA, absolutely astounding work. One of the biggest benefits for sure. That's why I listed it number 1 of being 100% rated as a veteran. So even if your VA hospital isn't ideal, that ripple effect of the 100% rating and the insurance being covered through CHAMPVA for your dependents, that's a huge win. It's life-changing for everybody, especially if leveraged properly. Number 2, and most of you probably already have heard something about this, right? But property tax exemptions. They are absolutely amazing depending on the state you live in, right? In many states, veterans with a 100% rating are eligible for a full or partial property tax exemption. Some states, it's up to the first $250,000. Some states, it's a percentage, so on and so forth. But some states, like the great state of Texas, if you're a 100% rated veteran, you don't pay any property taxes. Same goes for Florida. In Illinois, you get a full exemption if you're 100%. In Georgia, you get a property tax exemption of up to $109,986 for 100% rated veterans. Now, I don't know if that's saying property tax exemption on property value up to that, or if it's saying you get tax exemptions up to $109,000 in property tax, which if that's the case, that's a massive house, I would assume, right? And in Virginia, you get a full exemption from property taxes if you're 100% as well. So there's probably some other states out there, but I think those are the 5 top property tax exemptions. Check out your state's individual benefits. Every state does something, even California, right? So if California is doing something for veterans, your state certainly does too. Now, number 3, another powerful one here, especially for those of you with dependents, dependent education. Another powerful benefit behind this is the educational support that your dependents can get. So Chapter 35 DEA, which is Dependents Educational Assistance, your spouse and children can receive up to $50,000 in grants for educational benefits. That money can be used for college tuition, technical training, certificate programs, and even some graduate degrees. And there's a lot of really cool trade schools out there that you can definitely get through for far less than $50,000. So the ability to get that training knocked out for your dependents, amazing work. In some states, it goes even further, right? Like in Texas, Florida, North Carolina, and I think Texas, Florida, North Carolina, there's free in-state tuition at public colleges and universities for the children of 100% disabled veterans. Now that's worth moving for. So this isn't just about saving money on your school, though. It's about setting your kids up with a debt-free future. Like think, we all join. I don't know about you guys. Most of us on the enlisted side of the house joined so that we can have educational benefits. We joined because we wanted to serve, but we joined because it was also a way to step up in the world, right? Get out of whatever poverty or shitty conditions we were living in prior. And so for your kid to not have to even worry about that kind of debt, and for you to not have to pay for the college, because that shit's expensive, what a huge, huge benefit that is. Number 4, we're going to be talking about student loan forgiveness. So when you go get your doctorate in underwater basket weaving, which is what I know all of you motherfuckers did, right? You can now get your student loans forgiven. Now, how you play this game, you need to do some research, right? By no means do I advocate for anybody running up the tab and then hitting the exemption button, right? I'll tell you how it all worked out for me, right? So it took me 7 years to get my VA rating where it needed to be. The VA wanted to say that getting blown up didn't cause migraines. It took me 7 years to fight that fight. Whatever. Anyways, we're here now. So what ended up happening is I went through all of my college, even going into nurse practitioner school, before I was at 100%. And then what happened is I got there, and then it was a few years later that this became a law. And then, boom, and it really worked. And the crazy thing is, it worked in like 3 months. That was the craziest thing. Now, it doesn't cover all types of student debt. So there's some important differences there that you want to make sure you check into. If you take school-specific or state-specific grants, sometimes it won't cover those. There's other kinds. So do your reading. Don't be a dummy. Don't do anything immoral. Anyways, student loan forgiveness, huge up. All right, we've finally made it to number 5. Like I said at the beginning, number 5 is going to change the way that you view being a 100% rated veteran in general. It's going to reframe all of this for you. At least I hope it does. This for me is one of the most salient points. It's the reason why I speed ran through the previous 4. And in all honesty, like throw the other 4 away and you just take this one, and this is where it's at. Number 5 is the freedom to find your next mission. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that VA disability, the payments, whether it's 100% or 40% or whatever it is, right? And of course, 100% makes the biggest chunk of difference here, but it's stability. It is a slight shelter in a crazy world of storms. And if you use that shelter properly and you set your life up in a way, like you don't do crazy things, don't go have 5 kids. Don't be 23 with 5 kids and a fast car and dumb shit. If you did that, like that's probably not going to help you. But I can tell you that if you're out of the military and you're figuring your life out and you get the rating that you deserve, that is your shelter. That's your ship, right? And now, what do you do with that ship? Well, you need to point it in the right fucking direction. Well, what is the right direction, Luke? The right direction is you taking a very deep breath. Genuinely, do it with me. And saying, where do I want to be in 5 years? What do I want to be doing? What do I want that work to look like? What do I want to wear to work? What kind of people do I want to work with? What hours do I want to work? Right? Ask yourself these questions. Visualize it. Make it fucking real. Realize that you are now on a boat that can take you there. You can leverage that $3,000 a month, $3,700 a month it is now, with your GI Bill, with whatever, with the side job, with whatever you have to do to get to that. So ask yourself, when you're aligning that destination, when you're trying to figure out where to point your boat, close your eyes and ask yourself, where do I want to be in 5 years? And then reverse engineer your path to get there. You want to be a nurse? Okay, guess what? That means you need to kick ass in your general studies, right? So let's go to a community college, right? It's the easiest and it's the best education. I'm gonna be honest with you. Start there. Knock out those general studies courses. Learn how to study. Learn the discipline of being a student again. Apply the discipline from the military into college and you will fucking crush it. Then apply to a good nursing school. Get the bachelor's in nursing degree. And then from there, go forth if you've got this rating, right? You can also use voc rehab, which means you could pursue things beyond the bachelor's degree. You could get voc rehab and go into a nurse practitioner program or a law program, right? This doesn't stop. It doesn't have to stop. It will take you as far as you want it to take you. It has taken me to my dreams and beyond. And I'm here to tell you that, like, numbers 1 through 4, like I said, they don't matter. Number 5 is where it's at. This is you finding your next mission. And I'm making this entire video and building this entire company. And I'm doing everything that I do because I have done it and I want more veterans to find it. So when you point your ship in that next direction and you go in there, you've reverse engineered your course, you know where you want to go. The next thing I'm going to tell you is don't be surprised when the destination changes, right? Maybe you pointed it at Italy, but you ended up in Spain. Whatever. They're technically still Latinas, right? It's a good thing. Anyways, the point is, it's going to change along the way, right? I can't tell you how many times I thought I was going to go do a thing and I ended up doing something else. Every time, almost, right? Exhaustively, exclusively. That is what ended up happening. I pointed a thing and I'm like, you know what? With engineering, I want to learn how to code. Why? Because it pays better than nursing and I don't have to deal with people dying and all the trauma that comes from that because I've got enough of it, you know? Well, I learned how to code, and then what ended up happening? I ended up saving a company from a disability and accessibility lawsuit, and that inspired me to start a company because I realized I don't want to work for these dickheads anymore, so I want to work for myself. And what happened with that? It didn't work. And then it did work, and then things changed, and you just keep fighting the good fight. Keep living a life worth writing about, and ultimately, that is your next mission. So, number 5, that's a doozy, but I got one more for you. Number 6, and this is a bonus. That money is not to feed complacency, to feed comfort, to feed a lack of discipline. That money is to give you the space to be the best, baddest, strongest, fastest motherfucker you've ever been. Now, I know I'm not in perfect shape. I'm far from being a physical specimen, but admittedly, I pretty much worked myself to death back in November when I had a blood clot and I couldn't walk for 6 months. So sorry, I'm a little chubby right now. But prior to that, 675 pound deadlift and 500 pound bench and motherfucker, doing my damn thing, building tech companies, right? And I'm still doing the damn thing. You have to up your discipline. Whatever you thought you had in the military, you got to make it stronger in this civilian world because the distractions are 10 times worse. No matter what you're doing or where you're at, the distractions, the complacency, and as you get more money, it only gets worse. So let me tell you this, and I want you to memorialize it inside your brain, the back of your eyelids. You need to know this. Money is an accelerant, much like gas is to fire. Wherever you want to go, whatever you have going on internally, money is nothing but an amplifier. It makes it louder, it makes it faster, and it makes whatever's happening go a whole lot quicker. So if you're making bad choices, if you're doing dumb shit, it's going to happen quicker the more money you got. That's why you see these rock stars burn out, these NFL players burn out. They get a hold of that money, don't know how to handle it. It's gas on the fire. It's going so fast, no one can stop it. So similarly for you, right? But not that $3,700 a month is going to make you burn up in the atmosphere necessarily. But with added money at every stage of this process, as you're finding your next mission, as you're doing what you're doing, know that you got to be incredibly mindful of all of that. You're never going to be perfect, but you have a duty now to leverage this rating to change your life, your family's life, and make this world a better place. It is not welfare. It is not charity. And yeah, it's acknowledgement that you're in pain and that you've been through it. But the way that I see it, what that rating says is that America has already challenged you. She has trained you. She's broken you. She's hurt you. She's probably left you in the wind and hasn't really built you back up, but you've built yourself back up because you were able to get to this. So now we're entrusting you with this. Make use of it. I hope that's helpful because I wish someone would have told me that a good decade ago. All that being said, my name's Luke Simiter. Appreciate you supporting VetClaims.ai. I hope this video has added value to you, and if it has, please like and share it with another veteran who you think it'll help. And if you want to get the rating you deserve, go to VetClaims.ai.